Hello, Taurus. I hope you had a lovely Valentine's Day. Possibly not for some of you, judging by what I'm picking up on intuitively. So, for those of you who are quite new to my readings, the way that my readings work, they are quite long. I tend to do an intuitive chunk of messages at the beginning of the reading, and then in the second half of the reading, I actually pull cards on camera. So sometimes it's the same message, I just get more information. Sometimes it's a completely different message. So as I start to discuss this, if this isn't for you, it doesn't mean that the whole reading's not for you. Just go and hit that timestamp down below in the description box and it'll take you to the cards and you may find that suits you better. But what I'm getting here, Taurus, do you see these three cards? These represent your energies. They're all Taurian cards. The Hierophant, the King of Pentacles and the Emperor. Now, as I pulled out the deck, as I was pulling out your cards, this kind of more Gemini-like energy here, the Knight of Swords and the underlying kind of wanted to come out with them. And what I'm kind of seeing today is that this is some sort of panel. It's like a panel of very authoritative, very kind of masculine, controlling, traditional, quite judgmental energies, all kind of sat there. And it's like you're going up, or somebody, you could be one of these people, or it could be all the same person. It's very Taurian energy, kind of Capricorny energy as well. So, but I feel like somebody's going up in front of some sort of panel. It's like these people, it's like maybe you're going to your bosses asking for a promotion, or maybe you're going for a job interview, or maybe you're going for, I don't know, like maybe there is some kind of inquiry going on, inquiry. I don't know how to say that word. I've just realised I've been saying it up for a couple of readings now, and I've just realised that I don't know how to pronounce it properly. I think is inquiry English and inquiry is American, possibly. I don't know, but yeah, there could be some kind of investigation possibly going on. You're going up in front of these people, they're asking questions, so that's for some of you. But I'm getting that if that's your situation, there's somebody here who is like turning tail and running away. They're like, this is too intimidating. Look how intimidating they are. So Taurus, I don't know if this is you, and maybe you don't realise this, but this is so intimidating. This is like somebody saying, I just can't do it. I just can't do it. I'm out of here. I'm running away. So that's one way that I'm reading this today. This person, especially with it being a bit Gemini energy, is a bit sneaky. It's like, this is like a brick wall. I can't face this, so I'm going to be a bit sneaky. I'm going to go around the back. So there's something there with that. Blah, blah, blah. What else? Another way that I'm reading this is it's almost like paying your respects to somebody. Like, these people, they've worked really hard to get to where they are. They've put in the time, they've put in the work, they've put in the effort. It's kind of like more mature Taurian energy. It's like, no, I got here and it was, I did my work to get to this position, and there is no way I'm moving from this seat. They're all seated. It's like, no, this is my seat. This is my throne. I'm not budging. I'm not budging. It's very, very stubborn energy that's coming through today. You also have Mars in your sign at the moment, which again is kind of like perhaps really kind of like pushing out that kind of bullish energy, that kind of like, no, I fought for this. This is mine energy. For some of you, again, this could be someone you're dealing with. It's not necessarily you, but it's somebody here. So yeah, it's like, this is my throne. I paid my debts. I've done my work. I'm not budging. I'm not shifting here. It's kind of like the granddad at Christmas. It's like, no, granddad picks the best chair and he's like, this is my chair and I'm not budging. Bring me food. So it's kind of like almost that kind of energy, like the older traditional male who, they kind of like the patriarch kind of energy. And again, you can be female or non-binary and still be this person. It doesn't have to be a man. It's just this kind of like yang, like masculine granddad energy that I'm kind of picking up on. So what I'm kind of getting for some of you is that this very traditional kind of the leader energy, right? The king on his throne, the emperor, the hierophant, the head of the church, very, very traditional, right? Very, very traditional, very by the book, very much like, this is my place in the world, and I'm not moving from my throne. So what's happening is there's this feeling of like sending out a messenger. So it's like, we're not doing the work. You know, we did the work to get here. Like, we're going to be the boss now. We're going to tell everybody else what to do. So this energy here is giving the orders to this energy who's rushing out to communicate. So it's like, go and tell this person this, go and tell this person that, go and tell this person that this is what they need to do. This is their job. This is what I expect from them. Go and tell them. So it's like delegation energy. Now, if we take this a step further, what it could be for some of you is that there is this feminine energy. Now, your ruling planet is Venus, which is associated with the goddess Aphrodite, but you're also kind of ruled by Hera. So, you know, depending on where you look, you know, you may find a different deity associated with your sign. But for me today, Hera and Aphrodite are both representing Taurian energy. So you may find that this is more you, and this is somebody that you're dealing with. You know, like boss, father, church, someone in authority, you know, court system possibly. You know, the people who make the rules. So then you also have this more feminine energy over here, which for some of you, there's this kind of like schoolyard thing going on where it's like, I fancy you, you fancy me. I'm not going to come and tell you directly because I've got this kind of honor thing going on. So I'm going to have my mate come and tell you. It's like this person's relaying messages. The way that it's coming through, this person's running back into relaying messages between them both. So it could be just like, I'm getting from this very Taurian energy here, this masculine, like stubborn energy. Again, this is the feminine Taurian energy up here. This is somebody who knows their worth, who's also not budging. It's like, no, I know my worth. I know my value. And if you're interested in me, you're going to have to show me that you're serious. I'm not messing around here. It's like, you know, time is money, my friend. I'm not messing around like playing these like school ground games with you. I've got stuff to do. So, but it is coming through like a school ground game. It's like, this is like a mutual friend or something, and it's like, what did she say? What did she say? Did you tell her this? What did she say? So it's like two very stubborn energies, two people who sorry, my cat's on the move. You may have heard her making weird noises at the birds. She's been watching the birds on the window ledge. So yeah, two very stubborn energies, two people who absolutely have a huge amount of self-love. They value themselves. They hold themselves in high regard. They know their worth. Stood the ground like they're on a chessboard, like the king and queen on a chessboard, but they're from different sides, well, even from the same side, but they're on the other side of the chessboard. And it's like, I'm not moving, you come to me. So the king here, this kingly energy, is like, tell her I want to see her, tell her to come to me. I want her to come and tell me how good I am. I want her to come and like see that I have all this worth, that I've worked so hard for this, that that I'm a valuable person. I want her to come and tell me how awesome I am. You know, I want her to kneel to me and, you know, tell me that I'm the daddy, that I'm in control. Well, over here you've got this feminine energy who's like, no. She's just like, no. Like, I won't tell him to come to me. I've got loads of admirers. I know my worth. I don't need him. Like, who does he think he is? Like, absolutely not. I'm over here doing my own thing. You know, I've got my own stuff going on. I want commitment. I want him to show me that he values me. So it's like the same energy, but two different sides. Both being quite stubborn, both standing the ground. I wouldn't be surprised if you see the Seven of Wands in your reading today. It's making me laugh, but I think that actually, especially the masculine energy, is getting so frustrated with this. So what have I got here? Let me just check my notes here. Piggy in the middle. This person feeling like they're the piggy in the middle, right? Running back into. It's like I've got a note here saying it's like the masculine is being played at their own game by this feminine. It's like, oh, they're giving me, I never met a girl like you before. Boo, boo, boo. It's like, I don't understand. I've always just told people what to do. I've always had people come to me. Like, I've always had people chase me because they see my value. So who's this person who's like, who's not coming? Who's this person who thinks that they can ignore my orders and like, you know, ignore my requests and like, you know, what this person thinks I'm going to come to them. That's how it's coming through. But they're going crazy. This person is absolutely smitten. They are going crazy. They are like, oh, they can't handle it. It's like, this person's going, come here, and this person's going, no, you come here. And they're like, I'm not getting off my throne. So yeah, a bit of a stalemate. Yeah, I got this feeling of like going absolutely crazy. So the song that was already kind of playing on Spotify for me this morning was Colourblind by Darius. It's like feeling blue, feeling red, feeling jealous, feeling a bit down. It's like, well, I'm not coming to get you, but I've got all these emotions that I'm trying to deal with. I'm like sexually frustrated. I'm kind of like a bit depressed about the situation, to be honest. Like I've got all these feelings and like, oh, it's yeah, it really feels like pacing now. Like they're up off the throne, they're pacing the hall. So the song, unbelievably, and again, I really wish these things could all happen on camera, but I have my process. The song that randomized for you, as I started to get your cards out and kind of get everything ready, was When You're Gone by Bryan Adams and Mel C. Now, this is really good news, especially if you're this masculine energy, is like, because it's exactly the mood of what's happening here. It could be that these two people have been in some kind of commitment with each other. It's like these two people have been in a long-term commitment or a relationship, but something's gone wrong. They've had a bit of a fallout. They're both being very stubborn, both refusing to kind of budge, give that ground. So there's like a separation, but each person is going crazy because this is a duet. Mel C and Bryan Adams, Baby When You're Gone. I've been roaming around the house all night, don't know what to do. Like it's like really kind of like I don't know what to do with myself when you're not here. Baby when you're gone, I realize I'm in love. So yeah, this is torture, this is pain. I feel like I'm going to go insane, but they're both singing it, right? Silly Taurus. So who's going to budge? Who's going to budge first? Who's going to swallow the pride here? I don't know if either of you are going to do it for a while, to be honest. The next song that came through, and I don't quite know how this is fitting in, is Copycat by Billie Eilish. Copycat, but trying to cut my glamour. Why so sad bunny can't have mine? Don't be precious, don't be kind. You've committed a new crime. Push my button anytime. You got your finger on the trigger, but the trigger finger's mine. So I don't know if this is copying energy. Again, I'm sort of looking at this kind of like Gemini energy over here. It doesn't have to be Gemini. It doesn't have to be any of the signs that I sort of say. It's just the energy. But it's like Gemini energy can be a bit tricky. They can be a bit of a trickster. So there could be something, I've just heard Chinese whispers. So there could be something with this messenger. This messenger's, again, like, just take the bits that are relevant. Not everything is going to be relevant. It's not going to be your whole situation, but bits of it may be. But you've got this messenger, right, who's relaying the messages between these people. So there's this copycat business. It's like, with it being like Chinese whispers, it's like he said this, she said that. There may be something wrong because it's not a direct communication between these two. It's going through this filter. Things may be getting a little bit skew-whiff. Just watch out for this Knight of Swords. They may be doing it on purpose. They may have their own motive going on here. Maybe the person doing the messaging is actually interested in one of these people, so they're sabotaging. They may be doing it on purpose. They may be doing it subconsciously. Just be careful because it's like, why so sad bunny can't have mine? You've run out of time. I would hate to see you go, hate to be the one who told you so. It's like, oh, I hate to be the one who told you so, but he said that you're not part of this anymore. When actually maybe he didn't say that. Maybe he said, come and talk to me, or I'm going to have to walk away. So it's like not getting the full message, and then not quite trusting that Knight of Swords. Beware the messenger is what I've wrote. The other thing that I could possibly be getting for you is that this could be two different people. Hera and Aphrodite actually were, if you look at especially the Roman version, Juno and Venus, they were actually at odds with each other, especially during the Aeneid, which is Rome's epic story of their kind of like history of how Rome came about. So Aphrodite Venus was very much the patron of Rome. She kind of like guided Aeneas through the whole of she was kind of his like, yeah, she was his mum. Venus was his mum. So she kind of guided Aeneas through the whole of his journey and made sure that he fulfilled his destiny. So very much where Aphrodite was very sexual in Greek kind of myth, she was much more of a mothering, protective energy, which kind of like matched the Roman matriarch very well, especially during the kind of like the Augustan period. So sorry, I'm getting into my classics again. So yeah, so this very motherly, very kind of, it's like almost like feminine but authoritative person here, who's kind of looking out for somebody. But then she was at odds with Juno, who was much more on the Greek side. So she was actually, she'd founded the city of Carthagena, or Carthage, and she was kind of on their side. So when Aeneas stopped on his journey in Carthage and fell in love with the queen, Dido, Aphrodite was kind of like, no, you have to kind of go, you've got something to do, you've got a destiny, you have to go, keep going, and found Rome. So when he left, Dido kind of self-sacrificed. And then because of that, Carthage and Rome had this kind of continual kind of war going on. You know, they had 3 big wars, the Carthaginian Wars. So it's all narrative history, right? It's all kind of like semi-fictional history of kind of giving a reason for that kind of situation. But I am picking up with these 2 goddesses that there could be 2 different women involved in a situation, one masculine, possibly 2 different women, or maybe 3 different men who are admiring one of these women. So take it as it resonates. It's like everybody has options here. So there is this real kind of like self-worth. It's almost like, I know you have options, you know I have options. So if we're going to do this, we have to have commitment here. We have to put a ring on this. We have to have a plan. We have to know that we're not messing each other around. It's like, don't mess me around because I have options, and I'm not going to mess you around because I know you have options. And I think that's how this is going to get resolved. But there could definitely be some kind of tension between 2 females here. Yeah. Okay. So the only other intuitive things I've got for you, the things that kind of came through overnight, I saw 2 birds, a painting of 2 birds. It was like there were small birds that were like sparrows or robins or something. So a small bird in the foreground, and then the kind of other bird was kind of poking its head up behind. So again, 2 birds maybe for somebody. Then I saw one of those kind of like, I think they were from the 80s. They were like a dancing flower. So it was like a flower in a flower pot, and when you played music, the flower would dance. So I don't know if somebody has one of those. You know, they always had sunglasses on. Then I saw Daffy Duck, which is the black one with the orange beak. Then I heard the song Space Cowboy by Jamiroquai. I'm a space cowboy. So I don't know if that has any relevance to anybody there. Behave yourselves, Taurus. Then I could smell a very fruity smell. It smelled like a fruity perfume, so that could be relevant for somebody as well. Yeah, and that's all your intuitive stuff. So I'm going to get a song for you on camera, and then I'm going to do a little bit of stretching because my back is starting to hurt. I've spent so much time doing the readings this week. It's really starting to make my back ache. So there you go. There's Billie Eilish, Copycat. Maybe someone's doing some painting and decorating. I don't know. Taurus then. Taurus. Stubborn, luxury-loving Taurus. Like, I say that with the greatest respect, Taurus. What do we have for you today? What's your reading going to be about? Maybe Tomorrow by Stereophonics. Oh, adverts. Okay, so yeah, Stereophonics, tonics, I nearly said. Maybe someone drinks gin and tonic or something. I don't know. They are drinking in that image. Maybe tomorrow I'll find my way home. You've got to go there to come back. So I don't know what that is for you, Taurus. Maybe go and have a listen to that song, look up the lyrics, have a read through and see if anything stands out. There could be a real nugget of information in there for you. So maybe it's your favourite band. I don't know. So, Taurus, holding yourself in high value, having a lot of self-worth, standing your ground, expecting people to come to you and be respectful, and wanting commitment and stability in some kind of situation. Taurus, let's see what else we have for you today then. So, oh, my back is hurting. I can't wait to finish this reading, to be honest, and go and do some yoga because I'm getting very uncomfortable. Maybe I'm getting old. Maybe you're worried about getting old. Gosh, everything's just in the way today. Right, okay. I'm in a more comfortable position. Let's go. Sorry about the big shadow. Yeah, sorry about that Groundhog Day big shadow. Maybe some of you have been looking at Groundhog Day thinking, oh, when will it ever end? When will lockdown ever end? Whoop. Maybe this is the answer. Maybe it's going to tell us. Oh, I did see the anxiety card as well, by the way. And I've got that siren blaring there as well. So I don't know what that's about. Walking away. Right. And financial constraints. Okay. Financial constraints came through in a reading that I did off camera yesterday, which I do plan on uploading. It's just I can't bear to kind of be down here for much longer. Maybe after I do some yoga, maybe tomorrow I'll do that reading. It's going to be called the Magpie reading, which obviously Magpie is to do with finances, material things. It did have this feeling of kind of like an investment going a little bit wrong. So I don't know if that's for you, but watch out for that Magpie reading if this kind of feels like your situation. My hand's farting again. So as I tipped this deck out, today, every time I tip this deck out, on the bottom, it's always walking away. So this is kind of like the Garden of the Gate card. It's kind of a bit like Nine of Pentacles, which again is this feeling of kind of like being in a situation where you feel very stable, you feel very secure, but sorry, I got distracted then. Feeling very distracted. Maybe you are feeling very distracted. Feeling very secure where you are, feeling like you kind of are valued where you are, but also feeling like there's opportunities out there, and you kind of want to walk away from a situation, or you're considering walking away from a situation and kind of exploring some options there. Now, it could be a relationship, it could be jobs. It's just this feeling of kind of like, well, I've done everything and I'm bored now. Like, I've kind of got to the top of my game. I've kind of, decorated my house. Like, what's next? Like, I'm ready for the next thing. But there could be some kind of financial constraints. You may not have the money to be able to walk away from a situation and possibly start again. I'm hearing start over, start again. So for some of you, it could be a relationship, maybe a relationship you've been in for a very long time. I'm getting a prick in my thumb here. By the pricking of my thumb, something wicked this way comes. So just to be wary of that. Also, I was feeling a pinch. I'm feeling a pinch. Okay, I've just made that connection. Before I started your reading, as I was kind of like making my breakfast, thinking, oh, I need to go into Taurus's reading, I kind of got a pinch on the, I'm not going to be able to show you, I don't think, but like here on like the underside of my arm, or like my inner arm at the top. So maybe feeling the pinch, maybe somebody's trying to like pull you in a different direction. Maybe somebody's literally pinched you on the arm. But to me, it felt like somebody was like pinching me and going like, come on, let's get upstairs and do Taurus's reading. So yeah, that's interesting, feeling the pinch. You may feel slightly divinely guided out of a situation here. There's kind of like this butterfly which is coming through as a bit of a fairy for me today, sort of like almost like seeing the signs, like seeing small little flutters of something on the wind, a sense of something changing. So it's like, right, I think I need to get out of this situation now, but really worried about money. So it's coming through mainly that you have some kind of security where you are. Again, it could be like a long-term commitment, a job that you've been in for a long time, a relationship you've been in for a long time, and you're feeling this kind of change in the wind with it being a butterfly. It's a change. So you're like, I think I need to walk away from this situation. I think I need to go out and explore some different options, but I'm really worried about money. I'm really worried that, if I leave this place where I feel secure, am I going to be able to make that money back again? Am I going to have the same kind of comfortable lifestyle that I have now if I make this change? What if it all goes wrong? That's the way it's coming through for me, but I will read from the book as well. Let's just get your other cards. Let's get all your oracle cards out, and then I'll read from the book. So what else for Taurus, please? What else for Taurus? They're telling me buy the book again. Discipline and time. I'm going to keep this out for you. It's very Taurian energy. So again, exploring options. It's like all those keys represent different doors that you could unlock, different you know, trying to get out the gate, but you need to find the right key. I don't know sort of symbolically what that means for you, but it's what's coming through, so take it if it resonates. And this feeling of like, is it the right time? Or there's something to do with like you've invested a lot of time into something, a lot of time, a lot of discipline. You've put in a lot of hard work. You've done things by the book, because that's what was coming through. I'm getting the thing on my hand here again now. So maybe literally like you've been doing some gardening. It's like, you know, when you get like calloused and things from the gardening. So again, that could be a metaphor for whatever it is you're doing. You've become a bit callous to the situation. You've become a bit hard in a situation because you've put a lot of time and effort into it. So perhaps, can you see that this tree has actually, or bush has actually uprooted, and it's moving. It's like it's flying away to a different place. So there's something to do with like, it's time for some sort of change. It's time to uproot in some area of your life. Yeah, it could be just moving house. You could be, I don't know, planting a new garden. You could be getting a new job. You could be unlocking some sort of, it's like unlocking some sort of barrier in your life. It's almost like that glass ceiling. It's time to level up to the next stage. So you have this movement and speed. It's like, yes, I know I need to take action. I know, and see, literally movement again. And I was talking about uprooting. I hadn't even looked at that card when I was saying that. So yeah, uprooting, moving somewhere else. You could be moving to city. It looks like two different cities there. That one looks a bit more futuristic. That one looks a little bit more dark. So it's almost like leaving something behind, moving forward. You're getting quite a bit of that now, actually. 13, 27, 42. 42 is the number of like destiny, isn't it, as well? Maybe you are one of these ages. Maybe one of these numbers is significant to you. 13, 27, 42. Maybe you live at a house number, or it's like, you know, the postcode that you want to move to. It's like a number in the postcode, zip code if you're in the States. 4 is about foundations, feeling secure again. 2 and 7 makes 9. 9 is coming to the end of a journey, ready to kind of like close out a cycle and take on something new. 9 can also be kind of about kind of feeling a bit battle worn, feeling a bit worn down in a situation. So it's like knowing that it's approaching some kind of finish line, something's wrapping up. 4 and 2 for me is 6. 6 can be about kind of like almost like a soulmate connection, or equal give and take, equal fair and share. It's a number of equality for me. So if you do go and look up numerology, you will find there's different interpretations of the different numbers, but kind of I'm developing my own kind of system as I go. You know, over time, like the more the numbers come out, the more I start to understand what they mean to me. Six can also be about kind of like material wealth. Yeah, so you're getting quite a bit about like value, material wealth, commitment, groundedness, stability, and then something that's wrapping up in regards to that. Right, okay, let's keep going, please, for Taurus. Thank you. Loads. Oh, the regeneration card, I actually saw it in the pre-shuffle, and yin there. So yin is very feminine energy. It's being receptive, being mutable. You are a fixed sign, which means you can be quite stubborn. You can be a little bit like refusing to budge in a situation. You know, you like to feel stable, you like to feel grounded and secure, and that doesn't mean that you're boring in any kind of way. You know, the Taurians I know definitely know how to work hard, play hard. So it's just that you like to have that base. You like to have that place where you're going to return to at the end of the night. You like to know that when you're done partying, you know, you've got your warm bed there for you, that you can crash into and kind of hibernate in. So yeah, the yin energy is saying there may be a need here to be a little bit more flexible, a little bit more able to go with the flow, a little bit more agreeable to the needs of the people around you. Don't be too too stubborn and fixed, because there is a change happening here, and it's a change for the good. Again, it could be a relationship that has had a bit of a rocky period, and it's like, okay, do I reinvest in this? Again, it could be a work or an literal investment, right, that didn't pay out. So it's like, do I reinvest here? Do I regenerate this situation? Do I give it another shot? It's worth considering, because it is some sort of change that's happening here. Higher power, yeah, feeling very divinely led. Again, I was sort of picking up with this with the kind of fairies there. It's almost like, and then there's the chessboard, that's stubborn energy. So a higher power leading you, I feel, out of a situation where there is no regeneration, or there is higher power leading you. Yeah, you've definitely been guided very, very sort of slowly out of a situation into something better. Again, I don't know what it is for you. It could be so many different situations. Could be work, could be family, could be a friendship group, could be a love interest. But it's like, it is sort of like, okay, you know, it's time to go. This situation is not for you anymore. You know, you're sick of playing these games. It's like, you know, I was saying about it being a stalemate. It's a stalemate now. It's like, there's not going to be any more progress here. This is where it ends for you. This is the glass ceiling. So are you going to be happy here? Are you going to stick around? Or are you ready to either walk away into something new, or are you going to break through that glass ceiling and kind of take this situation up a level? I feel like you're going to know what to do. There is some kind of movement here that needs to happen. Again, it could be getting a new house. Like, I've done everything I can with this house, I've kind of outgrown it, I need to go and buy a bigger house. Something like that. You are being led there, you are being guided from a situation that is not for you. Now, sometimes I've got Sagittarius in Mars, so I don't like to be told something's not for me. I get a bit competitive. The more someone says don't do something, or that's not for you, the more of me and my Gemini moon as well. It's like, no, I will decide what's for me. I'm going to decide what's for me. Nobody else gets to tell me what I can and can't have. And if I want it, I'm going to go and get it with that Sagittarius Mars. So there could be, sorry I shouted a little bit then, there could be something a little bit like that going on for you here, where it's like you're being a bit stubborn, you're being a bit like, no, I'm clinging on to this, I want this, this is what I've decided, I get to decide what's for me and what's not for me. But it could be that that's causing the stalemate energy, and it's trust your intuition, Taurus, and don't hold on to something because of pride or ego. It could be that, you know, maybe you've got some kind of job that brings a lot of respect. It's like, maybe your job is like a lawyer, or your job is I don't know, quite high profile, quite a desirable job, where it's like, no, this brings me a level of respect, this brings me a level of self-esteem. There's a bit of ego attached to it, so it could be almost like reluctance to give it up, even though you know you're not happy there, you know it's not working for you, you know that you want to go and do something and you're being guided onto something better, but there's this real reluctance, and it does come from a place of wanting your creature comforts, wanting to feel secure, enjoying the kind of respect that it gives you. So there is a sense of holding on to something that isn't working for you anymore. I should also say you've got another 4 and another 6 here, and 4 and 6 together makes 10. 10 is completion and literally regeneration. So yeah, I think that, yeah, I'm going to read from the books now. So where are the books? I've moved them, I've hidden them from myself. Here they are. Right, so let's go to financial constraints first then. Number 13. What time are we on? Oh, it was 3:33 on the clock then. It's now 3:33. So watch out for those synchronistic numbers. And it is number 13 as well, another 3. And not on the clock, sorry, on the timestamp. You can go and check that out yourself. Financial constraints, restrictions concerning money. This card shows an old-fashioned safe with little money, but lots of cobwebs and dust. Money may be tight at this time, so rein in your spending and be circumspect. Circumspect Penelope, talking about classics, about the financial requirements in your life. This is not a time of indulgence. Oh, okay, not a time of indulgence. You do like to indulge, Taurus. So be aware of what's really important and consciously choose your expenditures. I say that, but again, as always, depends on your full chart. You may have things that make you a bit more expedient with your money, depending on like your actual birth chart and all the placements of all the planets in all the signs. But generally, Taurian energy, with Venus being your kind of patron planet, yeah, there is that real enjoyment of kind of like the finer things in life, of luxury, of creature comfort. So just be a little bit more careful with money right now. There's a big difference between what you need and what you want. This card is telling you to take care of your needs, but bide your time. Things will get better, but for now be willing to live more conservatively and always value the money and the good things you already have. Okay, so it sounds like the opposite of what I was saying, to be quite honest. It sounds now like there were financial constraints in the situation you're in. You want more money, you're a bit frustrated, you don't want to kind of control your spending. So you're thinking, is there something better for me? But it could be that if you bide your time, the situation will regenerate and there will be growth there. So it may not be that you have to break through the glass ceiling at all. You know your situation best. You know if you need to walk away or if you need to stay. But I think that the feeling of needing to walk away is being most motivated by money, one way or another. Money, or this feeling of like comfort and security. Okay, you know your situation best. Okay, this is just a mirror to reflect on your own situation. So to give you food for thought. So it's not telling you to do one thing or another. Letting go, moving on. This card shows someone walking away from an existing situation. She's closing the gate behind her and is walking away into a misty, unknown future. The card upright reveals that this could be a time for you to make a similar decision. There may be something that you're finished with, perhaps a career goal, a relationship, or a long-term experience of any kind. The familiarity of the situation may be enticing, but you're now ready to look at your options on the open road ahead. In reality, an important new beginning is at hand. This card also indicates that now would be a good time to let go of an old habit, emotional pattern, or false belief. So if you have a habit like smoking or drinking or partying, some kind of luxury expenditure, it may be time to kind of revisit that and say, is this really the best thing for me to be doing at this moment in time? I know that I used to drink way too much, and when I restricted myself to kind of one night a week, I was actually shocked at how much more money I had to spend on other things. So you don't really, when you get into a bit of a habit, you don't always necessarily realise how much money you're putting into that until you stop doing it. And it's like, oh, I've got all this money now. What's this about? So that's for somebody. And then it literally says, no matter how deeply ingrained a negative pattern may be, you now have the power to release it and move on to a freer, healthier way of thinking and relating to yourself and others. Whether it's the inner or outer world, this card is telling you that you have the readiness and resources to walk away from the old and move forward now. Okay. If you notice that little blip, it was just me stopping and restarting towards the 40-minute mark, so my video didn't cut out. You've got a lot of reading for me here today. Regeneration. So I'm going to read the oracle message. Rebirth, second chances, and new opportunities. Second chances are available to you now. So you could be giving a situation a second chance, right? It could go either way, I'm going to be honest. Second chances are available to you now. Whatever opportunities you thought were dead are now revived in a more authentic, stronger form. Whatever you may have perceived as a failure or loss is now being replaced by something better and more powerful growing in its place. This rebirth is assured. Step into your new life. Destiny is being fulfilled in wondrous ways. So it could be you're having a rebirth, going on to something new. It could be that a situation is having a rebirth. Again, trust your instincts and your own knowledge of your own situation. But there's going to be a change. A change is guaranteed, basically, and it's a change for the better in some kind of way. You may have to walk away from something. You may have to give something a second chance. You may just be considering walking away. So it could be that you just have to stick with the situation a little bit longer, maybe build up maybe work on your, yourself, your self-love, you know, put a bit of money away, build up your kind of your savings a little bit, cut out some unhealthy habits, stick with it a little bit longer, see if there's a change. Maybe give yourself a set date, maybe like, I don't know, a year, 6 months, however long you feel is appropriate. And if no changes come in for the better, then move on to something new, because at least you'll have a little bit of money then to be able to give you a few more options if you do decide you want to leave a situation. You know, obviously if you were moving house, you'd have to have like deposit money, you'd have to pay for, I don't know, conveyancing, whatever it was that you were doing. So 4, higher power. Conscious contact with a higher power, the presence of the divine, seeing source energy in all things, committing to a partnership with spirit. This card reminds you that you are more than a person trying to get ahead and make things happen for yourself and others. You have an immortal soul and are gifted with a human life through which a higher power can express itself. At this time, you need to be conscious of your connection to spirit and foster it through prayer and meditation, however that plays out for you, okay, whatever belief system you have. So it could be yoga, it could be going to church, whatever that means to you. Ask, what is the highest good for all? How can I serve? And then get out of the way and trust that there is a plan for your life more wondrous than you can ever know. You are always protected and divinely directed. Okay, no wonder with one of your cards being the Hierophant, right? And then not for you, my favourite card. Ugh. It's probably the card that annoys me the most when it comes out in my own readings. I'm like, oh, hell no. Don't you tell me it's not for me. A clear knowing that something is being denied you. Rejection is God's protection. Like, we all love to hear that, don't we? Sometimes it's true though. Sometimes, you know, when obstacles, and I've seen this myself, and it's like, when I've not got what I wanted, and it doesn't mean it's never for you, right? It doesn't mean that it just means it's not for you right now. So sometimes an obstacle will be put in your path, and it could be actually that the divine is protecting you. It could be that you got so excited for something that you were just going to like throw everything out the window and take a leap of faith towards it. But maybe in doing that, you'd maybe kind of give too much of yourself in the situation. You kind of lose that kind of self-value. So sometimes, like, when you have to be a little bit patient, it's like, oh, actually I see now that I'm taking my power back, I'm investing in myself, I'm not giving all my power away to somebody else because I was so excited for something. So sometimes not for you is temporary, and sometimes you actually realize in the future that it played out better that way. So it's not exactly the same situation, and I kind of don't want to talk about it publicly, but I was considering doing something, nothing really bad. It was like a comparatively small change, but I was considering doing something, and I really felt like it was the right thing to do for me. And I was pulling cards on it. I was saying, what happens if I do this? What happens if I don't do this? And it was very clearly like, don't do it. It was very clearly like, you will have a lot more money if you don't do this thing that you're thinking about doing. And I was like, oh, but I don't. And then, so I trusted the cards, and actually it was the right decision. And it was, I can look back now and see, oh, I see why I had to kind of like stick with this thing for longer, because that actually generated this money for me, right? So I kind of don't want to go into that any further, but that's something for somebody. A clear knowing that there are times when it appears that no matter how deeply you desire something, no matter how hard you work at something, the result you seek always seems to elude you. It's as if you don't really get to be in the game, and you feel like you're just watching from the sidelines. The appearance of this card indicates that you are not going to attain what you want right now, that indeed your dreams for that exact thing will not be fulfilled. There is a time to radically accept that not everything is available to you when you want it. Take heart, for there are benevolent forces, literally it came out with this card, benevolent forces who desire the best for you and have a much clearer idea of what is for your highest good. Rejection is God's protection. Something much better will make you truly happy. That will make you truly happy is on its way. Trust this, and do trust it, because I have learned from my experience that, do you know what, actually, obstacles are put in our way for a reason, and it's when I look back, it always is like for the best. I'm always like, now I see it. But it's not something that I could see at the time. Things were hidden from me. So it is like trusting this higher power that has this higher knowledge of what's right for us. And sometimes we may want something, but it's not actually the thing that we should have, right? It's not the thing that would actually make us happy. So trust that this higher power is at work right now. And allow yourself to kind of be in that flow, that yin energy, and be divinely led. Don't be too stubborn. Don't be too fixed. And see how things play out. It's almost like sit back and relax. Let the universe do its work here. Right, so tell me more about financial constraints and walking away, please. This is the Witch's Tarot, if you were interested in this deck. There you go, higher power again, higher power, higher power. This is your card, the High Priest. It's the Hierophant card, the same as I had here at the beginning of your reading. It's your energy. So trusting, it is staying very fixed, sitting in that chair. It's like Taurus. Just sit down on your sofa, play computer games. Don't worry, the divine's got this. The divine's got this. Everything's going to work out fine. There's something around the corner that you're not quite seeing yet. Just give it a bit of time, but also trust this higher knowledge. There may be literally somebody in your life who is like, probably male, doesn't have to be, but it's somebody who is very fixed, very grounded, possibly like a grandfather type figure, very wise, probably quite spiritual, or has very traditional beliefs, very grounded, very dependable, very fatherly, who could give you some advice right now. So especially because you see he's almost pointing to that financial constraints there. He's actually pointing up. So sorry, excuse me. At these two cards, it's like if you're considering doing something with finances, or if you're considering walking away from something, maybe go and speak to people who are a little bit older and wiser, who have had the experience. And it doesn't mean you have to follow their advice. They may say, nope, that's not for you, don't do it. Doesn't mean you have to, take their advice, but at least listen to what they have to say and consider what they've got to say, because it may be that they're a little bit older and wiser. They may tell you things that you hadn't even considered before. So something there for somebody. For some of you, if you have had a bit of a rocky long-term relationship, this can indicate long-term commitment. So marriage, a relationship that's been going for a long time. It's very grounded. There's a lot of history there. It could be that you are walking away from something that feels like it's kind of the done thing. You may be leaving a situation. So you may be breaking away from the rules. Again, that kind of like how I had it at the beginning with like these three kind of like very traditional figures. They're very fixed, they're very grounded, they're very blocked, and then it's kind of like this guy running off in the wrong direction. It could be that this is what's happening. You're kind of wanting to break the rules, you're kind of wanting to run away, want to do your own thing. You find this too restrictive. So do take it as it... Oh, hello. Oh, great. Flea on my card. I don't know where the cat gets them from. I treat her. I've treated the house and they still appear. So that's a bit of an embarrassing guest to have on the camera there. There you go. You know the truth now. There's fleas in my house. Right, okay. So movement and speed. Movement and speed then. Okay. Oh, I'm seeing the Two of Cups in the underline there as well when I caught it. Oh, and the Heartbreak card and the Sun and the time spent investing in something, weighing up a decision. What do I stay or do I go? Wanting to take this leap of faith, wanting to leave the situation behind, wanting to trust the higher power, and take a leap of faith towards something brand new. Could be a choice in love, again with the Lover's card. You could be choosing love over material things possibly, but that actually does lead to your happiness. You can see there is an angel here directing someone to a Two of Cups connection. And it comes with happiness and freedom and loyalty and all the good stuff. Happiest card in the tarot. So if you were weighing up, do I stay or do I go? Again, trust your own situation, your own knowledge, get advice from other people. The cards are saying, take the leap of faith, make the choice to choose your heart, and that's going to bring you freedom and joy. But there is this feeling of like, invested a lot of time into something here. So there is this juggling. You could literally be juggling two people. Five of Pentacles. Yeah, that's the split. That's the split. That's feeling out in the cold, feeling shut out from some kind of situation, which is probably causing this movement, this speed that like, it's almost like I'm sick of the restrictions. And again, there's this sense of like, there shouldn't be anything growing here, but things are growing. So I don't know, you may feel shut out of some kind of situation, like, you know, you feel like something's going on at work and you're being closed out, people are going cold on you, you're starting to think, oh, maybe I need to leave this situation. But there is growth here, you know. It's like here, like you wouldn't think anything could grow from this, but something beautiful is growing from it. Here you think that nothing's growing, but the tree is bearing fruit. This snowdrop's growing. So it could be that there is movement in the situation that you're in, or it could be that you need to move onto a new situation and there is possibility for you to grow. So again, I'm getting the two different messages here. You're going to have to trust your own instincts on this one, I'm afraid. But this could indicate, again, some kind of long-term situation, leaving it and having financial issues. It's half of the Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles is stability shared with other people. So a workplace where you've kind of got this kind of wealth shared between you, or a home situation, family, relationship where there's shared wealth. So the Five of Pentacles is, oh, that didn't work out, I'm going to have to take my share and go. So, I don't know, take that as it resonates. So regeneration, higher power, and not for you. Not for you. Oh, there's an opportunity that is not for you, or maybe you're just feeling like it's not for you. Maybe there's this golden opportunity coming in with this Ace of Pentacles, and you're like, I don't think that's right for me. Or there's an investment or an idea or a plan. It's something tangible though. It's gold, like this gold coin, right? It's this wealth. It's the golden egg. Something, yeah, an opportunity that's not for you. Trust the higher power. I will pull another card on that. Knight of Wands. It's getting thicker and thicker, this plot, isn't it? So why is the High Priestess here? High Priest here. There's a depth of emotions here. 41 could be a relevant number. It breaks down to a 5, which is about changes. The well is a wishing well. You may have literally made a wish, prayed for something, asked for assistance from a higher power. There's some kind of like wish. It's coming through as a wish. Please help me in this situation. Please guide me in this situation. Something like this, and it's like almost like prayers have been heard. There's this higher power coming in to guide you in this situation. Yeah, there's a well of emotion as well. If this is a father figure for you, or if indeed it could be you, it's like there's a lot of deep emotions here. The water runs deep in this situation. So again, it could be a marriage, right? Deep waters, deep emotions here attached to this situation. My heart just flipped over. But it's something you can keep drawing from. Could be, some of you, it could be to do with wealth, literally a father figure, somebody who you keep drawing from financially. It may be that there's an option here for you that is untapped. So it's like you're not seeing the potential of a situation, possibly, because it's under the surface. You can't see it. It's under the surface. You only know when you start to draw water, and then you keep drawing water, and that water never stops drawing. So it's like unconditional love, possibly. It could be from the universe. Like, you could see this as God, the unconditional love of God, you know, if you're particularly religious. Again, everybody's welcome here, different belief systems. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Excuse me a minute. Okay, so the Five of Pentacles there. That was just my son who telling me about his computer game. Five of Pentacles. Why is the Five of Pentacles here then? What is this about? Oh, okay. Okay, feeling like, oh, like the wounded warrior. The polar bear for me is like, really kind of struggling, really kind of like persevering with something. There's been something that's been like literally cold, like cold. It could be that a situation has gone cold and you've really been persevering with it for quite a long time. You are built to withstand the cold, though. You know, the polar bear, he's I'm not being rude to Taurus, but the polar bear has a lot of blubber. He's kind of built for the cold, he's built for the journey, he's built for this trial. So in the same way, you could be built to withstand the cold in this situation. It could be that perseverance is actually going to be something that pays off for you here. But it is in connection with some kind of soulmate connection here, a love interest, or somebody that you feel like you have a lot of shared emotions with. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a lover, but somebody who you have love for. It could be a friend, it could be a family member, co-worker, however it takes. But it's your equal. It's somebody who you see eye to eye with, who you share a lot of love with. But this situation has gone cold. You've been told to kind of persevere with it, I feel, or you feel like you've been persevering with it. If the situation has gone cold, there is movement coming in. You know, things are going to change, things are going to pick up. You have a 1 and a 5, which again is another 6. You have a 2 and a 4, which again is another 6. So a lot of 6s in this reading. So yeah, 6s always makes me think of the 6 of Cups, which is literally a soulmate. So explain to me, not for you, what's not for Taurus? What's not for Taurus? Why is this here? The lilies sometimes talk about death to me. So it's like there's no end here. It could be that there's no end to the situation. If you two are being very, very stubborn, I see it as you two, but it could be you and work. I don't know, you and some kind of authority. If you both like knocking heads like a pair of balls, standing your ground, sticking your heels in, it could be that this situation is not working out, it's not for you. But there's no end to this situation. You're stuck in some sort of cycle. There's no newness coming in here. It could be literally you're thinking, I don't know if I want to persevere with this anymore. I don't, it wouldn't, if it was meant for me, would it be so hard? It could be that the universe is checking your commitment level here. It could be a test of your commitment. It could be that the universe is saying, if you really want this, you'll keep swimming. If you really want this, you'll weather the cold, right? It could just be a test of faith. You'll know where your heart lies. The guidance before said, choose love, choose your heart, because that is where your abundance lies. That's where happiness and freedom is. So tell me why the wishing well is here with the High Priest. Or can you tell me about the financial situation, please? Privileged lady. It landed on my hand. So if you are watching this, you might be the privileged lady. She's got snowdrops as well. Or are they forget-me-nots? Maybe the forget-me-nots. They're giving me, don't you forget about me. So somebody is enjoying some level of privilege in a situation. It could be, the privileged lady, she's used to being, again, like the Hera and Aphrodite. The privileged lady likes the finer things in life. The privileged lady likes to have money spent on her. She likes to spend money. She likes to look good. She likes to feel good. She likes to have luxuries, whether that be going to a fancy restaurant or buying an expensive meal or having, clothes that are made out of nice fabrics, whatever that is. There could be somebody who's spending too much money here in a situation. It could be that somebody's been overindulging in luxuries, and it is meaning that there's a drain on the resources. So just be aware of that. It could be you, it could be somebody around you. So tell me more about this soulmate connection here. What's going on with this soulmate connection? Could be that somebody's walking away from a long-term commitment because somebody's being too selfish, and they're walking towards a new commitment that feels more like it's their soulmate. The gift. Somebody could be... I feel like, if that's your situation, then this soulmate is a gift from the universe. Somebody could be coming forward with a gift. It could be a literal gift, like here, like I see you're my privileged lady. I see a lot of value in you. I want to give you a gift that shows how much I value you. But I feel like the soulmate connection is the gift. The heart is the gift. You've got a lot of squeezing 3 more minutes out of this reading. You've got a lot of yeah, and here you go. Here's the change. Yeah, somebody's making a change. Someone's making a change. Someone's telling someone how much they value them. Could be coming in with a gift. It's a soulmate connection. Somebody's feeling like this wounded warrior, like feeling like they've been out in the cold. It could be that somebody's breaking the silence. Could be that somebody's coming forward and saying, look, I don't want to, I'm sick of this like game that we're playing, this school ground game where we're both standing our background, we're both being stubborn. I'm going to prepare to put my ego to one side and make a change and tell you how much I value you. So what's going on over with the privileged lady, the magician? Yeah, someone's manifesting something. I feel like somebody is manifesting wealth, you know, a better situation. Could, like, literally, it's like I was saying, somebody had a wish. They asked the universe for a wish. You know, I want this. And it's like the universe is co-creating with somebody. The magician has everything they need on the earthly plane to make their wishes come true. So this is a powerful person who is manifesting their dreams and wishes, making their dreams come true, co-creating with the universe, God, a higher power. Could be you, could be the privileged lady. If you identify as the privileged lady, could be the other person. So tell me more about the gift. Knight of Wands in reverse. Oh, so there's commitment, literally commitment. Like this is like someone who's not playing around here. I mean, the Knight of Wands in reverse is a player energy for me. Let me just, oh yeah, just watch out that somebody doesn't have someone else on the side. If somebody does, I feel like it's like someone is not going to be The Lovers indicates a choice in love, 2 people. It's Aphrodite and Mars, actually. Mars is in your sign at the moment. Your ruling planet is Venus. So this could be something to do with you investing in yourself here. But yeah, it could be time for a true soulmate connection, a very, very passionate connection to come together here. But somebody needs to cut out some kind of play ways or cut out a third party. If somebody wants commitment, this could be an engagement ring. It could be somebody saying, look, you commit to me or I'm cutting this out. We ground this, we make it solid, we make it real, or I'm going to just invest in myself. So take that as it resonates, leave it if it doesn't. But I love that card. Mars and Venus there. Divine Lovers. 7 of Swords. Just watch out for deception. I did see the false person card in the underline a minute ago. Do watch out for deception. Watch out for self-deception, thinking that you can't have something, not for you. You could be deceiving yourself thinking you can have it. You could be deceiving yourself thinking you can't have it. Give me clarity, please, on the 7 of Swords. Someone's being deceptive. Strength. Takes a lot of strength to... They could be deceiving themselves about how much strength they have in this situation. Hangman and the Page of Swords. I feel like the Page of Swords is coming in to cut the Hangman down. So... I feel like holding back is probably taking up a lot of strength. Somebody's watching, waiting, trying to gather information, possibly trying to figure out if somebody is single, if they're messing around. Yeah. So I don't know. Take that reading as it resonates. I hope it was helpful to you. Go for your 6 of Cups on the underlying. Go for the soulmate connection. Go for the connection that speaks to your heart. But don't let somebody mess you around. Wait out for that commitment. All right. Do take care, Taurus, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.